lovely to be here, and good evening, Mumbai. Now, Perizad, I have to start by saying one thing. I have to start on a personal note. It's so wonderful to be here, so wonderful to be part of this event, which has become an iconic part of this fabulous city of Mumbai. But before we get started, I thought I'd come, since you already gave me such a glowing introduction, and come with a little surprise for you, if you're prepared for one.
Surprise?
A little surprise.
Okay.
And I need a little bit of help from, well, that's called backstage. So from the console, do you guys have the surprise I planned for? Because I haven't quite told her about it. There you go, if you want to have a look back.
That's not a very good surprise, Gautam.
Now, she didn't know about that. I thought I'd just pop up something to introduce the time when I first met this lovely lady, and it was many, many years ago. And she really hasn't changed, has she?
Of course she has. You can see all the kilos that have piled up since 2004.
2004
yes,
it would be. But
yes.
on that note, I think she might say so, and there are lots of ladies in this room. There is some reason why no matter what, all ladies think they've put on weight when they haven't. So let's have a huge round of applause once again for the beautiful Perizad Zarabian.
Thank you, Gautam.
But you know...
So 2004, 1 second, wasn't that the same year that...
Yes,
yeah.
indeed. It was not just for no reason that I brought up a photograph from 2004. That, ladies and gentlemen, was when the first edition of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon kicked off, and it's been a fantastic journey ever since.
Yes, it's been 14 years, and my God, the journey's been magical, it's been expansive. I mean, this year there were 42,000 participants who hit the roads of Mumbai. Right? In true, with their grit, their determination, their passion, in true Mumbaikar style. So can we give the entire team who started and conceived this a huge round of applause, please, at the onset.
And along with that, to get the energy even higher, the city of Mumbai needs a pat on the back and a really loud round of applause. You guys completely rock. Yes, indeed. It's been a long journey, but I think, Perizad, since we've talked about this journey, started in 2004 in February, and it's come a long way till that last edition in 2017 and growing every year. So if we've started with a little photograph, with a little nostalgia, I think let's go back and relive the journey, a fabulous journey of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. The key word in there as we saw the end of those moving pictures was the word inspire. I think each year we come back, we see so many Mumbaikars come out and run, and that one word that we go home with is inspire, because the city inspires us, and I think everyone inspires each other.
Totally.
Now, since we did start with that wonderful photograph of my co-host from 2004, shall we talk about photography again, Perizad?
No, let's not talk about that photograph or our photography.
No, but there's a reason why I said that.
Why don't we focus on the best published photograph?
Exactly why I brought up photography. No, we're not going to go back into personal photographs, but the beauty of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon is it recognizes everyone possibly involved with this fabulous event. And one of them, to start us off today, is the Best Published Photograph Award.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate individuals who've really gone out there and stretched the limit and really risked their lives to shoot some phenomenal moments and capture them for prosperity for all of us. Yes? So can we, before we announce the winners, can I please request all of us, because we have all our friends from the media and the press who are present here. They've supported us over 14 years. Can we give each one of them a huge round of applause for really kind of making the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon what it is today?
Yes, and to do the honors, up here I'd like to invite on stage first a member of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly from the Kolaba constituency, Shri Raj Purohit. Okay, I'm told he is not with us at the moment. So we'd like to also invite on stage somebody who I think epitomizes a good mix of beauty and running altogether, and it's someone who you know very well, Perizad.
Yes.
The gorgeous actor, model, pilot, and of course, most importantly, an ardent runner, Gulpana. Gul, are you here?
It is the Oscar moment.
We've even got a mic for you, Anil. Even though your
The second runner-up goes to Prashant Nakwe of The Hindu.
The first runner-up, best published photograph, is Santosh Bani from the Times of India.
May I please have you announce the winner of the best published photograph?
The winner of the best published photograph is
से कुछ बोल नहीं सकता हूँ क्योंकि ये कॉन्टेस्ट बहुत भारी रहता है क्योंकि 14 साल से मैं काम कर रहा हूँ इस साल 14 साल इतना स्पीड आता है पूरा मुंबई इसमें दौड़ती है वो ये फोटोग्राफ बहुत थैंक यू
वेरी मच दत्ता जी थैंक यू वेरी मच You know, I have to share with the audience where I first met Gul. I don't know if you remember, and I'm sure you don't. We were both actresses, I think both starting out, and we were auditioning at Mehboob's studio. Yeah, and we were both sitting and waiting our turn. And there I see this girl walk in, absolutely in the prime of her fitness. And as we sat there and chatted, she talked about how she runs and what running means to her. Right? And that was the first time I actually interacted with someone who's a professional runner and who ran with kind of, a passion. So Gul, can you kind of talk about your passion for running and, share that with us, please?
Those are some very kind words, Perizad. It's, I think we've known each other a while now, and the lines as to where we met and how we met have actually blurred. Wherever I go, I'm often asked this question, is running all you do? And the answer to that is no. It's running that lets me and allows me to do all that I do. I think all of those of us who are runners here would understand that there is not a problem from as small as what to wear next, because as the ladies in the house would agree, what you're going to wear can be an insurmountable problem sometimes, to large issues as to how you're going to raise money for your company. They're all solved when I'm running. And I think the greatest gift my father has given me has been to inculcate in me a sense of love for running. And it was 15 when I started, when I started, and I hope I can continue to run as long as my knees allow me to. It lets me do everything. It sets me free. It gives me a sense of empowerment and a sense of I can do anything. So whenever I finish a run, whether it's a 5-kilometer or a 21-kilometer run, there is a voiceover in my head that says, you can do anything, you can do anything, you can do anything. And that's how I live my life and live each day. Thank you.
Thanks, Gul. Thanks so very, very, very much. Thank you.
And I have a question now I'm going to throw, not at Gul, but at Anil. Anil, you were looking, and I can always see or feel the goosebumps every time you go back to an AV that takes us back to 2004. We've seen some photographs there. What is your earliest memory of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon and the journey? I mean, if it can possibly be summed up in a couple of minutes, give it a try.
Well, I don't know about a couple of minutes. It might need a couple of days because as Gul said, there were so many memories in the first time and they were blurred. But apart from you can do what you can do with running, you also look beautiful with running. So that's a fact. But having said that, I think what really sort of touches me and what really grabs me is an evening like today. I mean, just look at these wonderful people collected here who actually are the real heroes of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. So I think rather than go as to the old times and what it was and how it was, because that's too long a story, which I can't sum up in a couple of minutes, I think today is about everyone out here and all the efforts that they have sort of put together and the kind of monies that they raise for the needy, and it sort of benefits society and many people at large. So today is about them, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Anil. And the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon has brought a level playing field for everyone and anyone, right? So whether you're a celebrity, a corporate head honcho, a street vendor, a housewife, a student, the road becomes the best leveler.
Well, it certainly has been, one of the founding pillars of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. And today, we are very proud to say it is the single largest fundraising platform in this vast country of India. And I think that itself speaks volumes. And like the event, the generosity and reach of the funds raised each edition seems to soar exponentially. Very often we keep talking about numbers, the number of kilometers people run and the number of people who gather, 42,000 we said at the last marathon. Those are still numbers we can deal with if you haven't taken mathematics and integral calculus at the highest level. But once you start getting into the numbers that talk about fundraising, those are really mind-boggling. You start talking about numbers and you start being not able to pronounce normal words. So it's
But you're not allowed to say the number.
I know,
right?
I'm not allowed to say the number. I was just
correcting. You are not allowed to say the number because saying the number is not your prerogative. It is the prerogative of United Way Mumbai, who are the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon's philanthropy partners. The team of United Way of Mumbai works tirelessly for 10 months in a year to help bridge the gap between corporate and individual donors and the participating NGOs and vice versa. So it's time for us to begin this evening's celebration by calling on stage a very, very special lady. She is the CEO of United Way Mumbai. Can we please put our hands together and welcome on stage Mrs. Jayanti Shukla. Can we please welcome her?
Honorable Minister, Shri Sudhir Mudgantiwar, dignitaries, my colleagues from the philanthropy sector, our award winners, fundraisers, distinguished guests, I wish you all a very good evening. The Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon is the most popular, most prestigious running event of the year, and it is wonderful that the philanthropic aspect of the SCMM has kept pace with the event. It has broken new records and growing the participation from fundraisers, corporates, and of course, the participating charities. As the philanthropy partner of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, United Way Mumbai aims to bring together all stakeholders through this platform to achieve maximum social impact in our communities. Every year, our goal is to leverage the event and make the charity platform more efficient, effective, and an effortless experience. Today, the SCMM is the biggest philanthropy fundraising platform for charities in the country. Our theme for Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon 2017 was Run Exceptional. We invited participants to elevate their run to an exceptional level by dedicating it for a cause, and I can say without a doubt that the response has been record-breaking. Fundraisers raised funds through new, interesting, unconventional, and innovative methods. A company allowed its employees to donate their accumulated leave. Children made gifts and sold them for raising funds. Donations were asked as birthday gifts. Family celebrations were converted into fundraising activities. These and other methods used continue to teach us that there are always opportunities to raise funds when there is a will to do so. At United Way Mumbai, we also came up with various innovations to make this an exceptional SCMM. Our NGO registrations went paperless, with a new online registration process to simplify things, with the United Way team constantly on hand to provide assistance. Our new SCMM portal also made it easy for NGOs to manage their charity bibs digitally and for fundraisers to customize and share online campaigns. Every care was taken to ensure that the experience was exceptional. New incentives were added for the NGOs in the form of privilege levels based on their engagement level with the fundraising platform. We also introduced fundraising rating, whereby fundraisers could rate their chosen NGOs on certain parameters. All these features aimed at increasing and improving the engagement between NGOs and fundraisers, which in turn motivated fundraisers to do that little bit more for their chosen cause. The proof of the success of these innovations lie, as always, in the charity figures. And I now come to the moment that we have all been working towards in the past months. Last year, we raised a total of rupees 28.13 crores. Hold your breath, everyone. This year, due to the exceptional and committed work of all those concerned, we have raised an astounding rupees 32.93 crores. Congratulations, everyone. This is an incredible win for all the amazing non-profit organizations that will deploy these funds to help the underserved amongst us. And I think each and every person in this room and outside who have contributed to this wonderful achievement deserve a huge round of applause again. The Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon 2017 witnessed increased participation in all categories. There were 286 charitable organizations, and you saw some of them on the screen, 151 corporates, and 1049 individual fundraisers. The SCMM has also helped inculcate a sense of philanthropy among the younger generation. 136 children raised funds in the Young Leader category, out of which 24 raised enough to enable their elevation to the Change Runner category. Our fundraisers were backed by over 20,000 donors, proving that the SCMM is an event that provides opportunities to donors, fundraisers, and nonprofits to showcase what they can do to bring about transformational change. I would like to end by acknowledging the passion of Vivek Singh in promoting philanthropy through the event and the trust and support that United Way Mumbai received from Procam International. I would also like to acknowledge the contributions of the Standard Chartered Bank, TCS, and all the event partners who have made the SCMM such a success. Lastly, I would like to thank my team at United Way Mumbai for all the dedication and passion you have put in. You have worked very hard in making SCMM 2017 such a huge success. To everyone who has played a role in the success of SCMM 2017, thank you all once again. We hope to continue breaking new ground together in our future philanthropic endeavors. Thank you.
I said, I went backstage actually to practice my pronunciation. I said, mind-blogging instead of mind-boggling, but I think I was right, because when you hear figures like that, I think you need to blog about it as well as boggle about it. So really, those figures were staggering, and I'm so glad you stopped me from actually giving away the figure, because she deserved to be leading the way when it came to 32 plus crores. I think that's incredible.
32.9, right? That's amazing. You know, they say responsibility is the price for greatness. Winston Churchill said that decades ago, and I think it rings so true today. Because in our country, we have organizations that have woven social responsibility into their very DNA. These are trailblazers who aren't just mobilizing their finances, but more importantly, they're mobilizing their people to contribute positively.
Yes, I think the beauty of seeing corporate involvement of companies at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon is twofold. One is, of course, we actually see them out there. There's so many CEOs, head honchos, managing directors who actually put on those shorts, get sweaty, and run. That's part one. And part two is they mobilize their entire company to be able to raise those funds. And when you do the two things together, I think that's what gets the real results in place. So before we actually honor some of these corporate leaders, let's go on and invite someone very special. And it's my pleasure to honor and invite on stage the Honorable Minister of Finance, Planning and Forest Departments from the Government of Maharashtra, Shri Sudhir Mungantiwar. Sir.
मेरी ओर से इस अच्छे उपक्रम को तहे दिल से शुभकामना। सही तो लोग अच्छे लोगों को बैठे हुए दौड़ाने का काम करते हैं, मगर यहाँ पे अच्छे काम के लिए दौड़ाने का काम होता है। और वैसे तो मेरा संबंध इस मैराथन से इसलिए है कि 14 वर्ष से आप हमारे वन विभाग का ऑक्सीजन ये ज़्यादा उपयोग में लाते हैं जब दौड़ाते हो, क्योंकि मेरे पास फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट भी है फाइनेंस के साथ में। मेरी शुभकामना इसलिए है कि हेल्थ इज़ वेल्थ कहते हैं, कोई भी देश का पर कैपिटा इनकम मायने नहीं रखता, उस देश का पर कैपिटा सेटिस्फैक्शन कितना है ये ज़्यादा महत्वपूर्ण होता है। और ऐसे सभी उपक्रमों की वजह से मुझे लगता है कि सिर्फ खुशियाँ और खुशियाँ ही मिलती है। स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर्ड बैंक के इस उपक्रम को मेरी ओर से शुभकामना देते हुए एक वन मंत्री के नाते मेरी ये अपेक्षा रहेगी कि अगली मैराथन ये ग्रीन मैराथन हो, जिसमें हम फॉरेस्ट के विभाग के माध्यम से आपके साथ जुड़ेंगे। जो लोग इसमें काम करते हैं, जो लोग इस स्पर्धा में भाग लेते हैं, जिनको ये पुरस्कार मिला है, उन सभी को तहे दिल से शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that gives us a whole new perspective on both the marathon and on life, looking at the environment and looking at finances. We talk about greenery on the one side and greenbacks on the other, and the two go hand in hand apparently. Thank you, sir. To join him on stage, I'd like to invite the Vice President, Marketing, E-Commerce and Innovations from the high-flying Jet Airways, Mr. Belson Coutinho, and the Vice President, Human Resources from Tara Consultancy Services, Mr. Ranjan Bandyopadhyay, to join us.
In support of a cause totally raising rupees 13.62 crores, and this benefited 100 NGOs.
Yes, I think it's time to go straight and recognize some of these chosen names. And I believe, Mr. Coutinho, you have an envelope that contains some important information, not a ticket on Jet Airways, or maybe that too.
Never know.
Could you please announce the third highest fundraising company at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon 2017?
Good evening, everyone. Third highest fundraising corporate, Godrej & Boyce Manufacturing Company Limited.
Yes.
Godrej. This have been our 10th year. Continuously, we've been supporting SCMM, and every year we have had more and more of our employees coming forward and participating. It has been always a very thrilling experience internally for people to participate and contribute, not just by running, but even in terms of whatever little we can do to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, let's get on with the next. And we'd like this time, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, would you do the honors with the first runner-up, the second highest fundraising company at the SCMM 2017?
Kotak Mahindra Bank.
Thank you very much for the honor. It's been also our 10th year, and what makes it really happy is just not the contribution of a few individuals, but we actually have a movement within the company. We take this seriously. About 2 months before, we call all the participants, and we sort of ensure that we send out mails and ask people to support the 4 or 5 NGOs that we've shortlisted, and people really rise to the occasion. Thank you very much. It's great to see this kind of work in numbers, and we look forward to
who should have been speaking. By the way, it's been an honor. It's been a great experience, participating in this fundraising event every year. And we've been seeing even our employees participating, the numbers going up every year and the contributions going up every year. And thank you for all the opportunity that we got to raise. I'm feeling a bit nervous. I don't know why. But thank you so much. It's been a great experience through this journey. And I hope it keeps on getting better and better from here. Thanks.
Very, very dear friend. Okay, so whoever said that age is just a number was absolutely right. Because the proof lies in the fact that there were 136 individuals below the age of 21 who participated this year, and they raised a whopping 1,97,16,755 rupees for all the various causes they supported. That's a huge amount. Yes, I'm speaking about the young leader category. And you were here to acknowledge all those individuals below the age of 21 who raised 50,000 and more. Call it willpower, call it pester power. This achievement by their young leaders really shows that all you need is a big heart when it comes to giving.
Yes, indeed. When I first heard you say it, when I first actually read through the numbers that we were given, I had to go through it several times. Did you say under 21? Yes. And then I looked at it again, and the only small number in that was the age. Everything else was absolutely whopping. And to do the honors, it is my pleasure to invite on stage actor, model, host, and of course, philanthropist, the lovely Tara Sharma.
Thank you for having me. I'm not sure if this is my cue to say thank you, but thank you very much for having me. I'm always very honored to be part of anything to do with the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. I've been running every year since it started. And this year, I don't know if any of you will recognize, but we were also on some of the hoardings, me and Gul. But most people didn't know it was me. But I have to say a huge congratulations to everyone who's raised money, because it's really hard to raise money. Honestly, every year I found it easier to run than to raise money. So I think it's a huge achievement. And I think all the NGOs are doing such fantastic work. And the whole campaign of One Step Closer, which I think Standard Chartered was running for the marathon, it just makes me realize that every year it's one step closer to helping bring about positive change. So I think you're all doing a fantastic job. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you so very, very much for those encouraging words. And may I please request you to announce who is the highest fundraising young leader?
So, is there a drum roll? The highest fundraiser in the young leaders category is...
The people who donated were really generous, and I'd like to thank my parents. They really helped me, and they connected me to some really nice people. And I actually worked with this NGO in the summer, and I got to see the kind of work they do, and it really inspired me to collect money for them. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
On a personal note, Adhiraj, can I add, I also went to the Calcutta International School, so keep the flag flying.
You know, Tara, just before you leave, you know, you're a mother to two gorgeous children and two gorgeous young boys, actually. And since we're talking about, you know, giving and, you know, how do you inculcate values of giving, you know, amongst your boys?
Honestly, I think it actually comes quite naturally to kids, and I think it's up to us as parents to guide them. Just a couple of weeks ago, our younger son, who's 5, they were learning about different seasons, and in the course of learning about you know, the different seasons, they talked about summer, and it came out that in summer the floor gets really hot, and they talked about how less privileged children, their feet might burn. So they decided with the help of the teachers to collect some funds to buy chappals for the children. And it wasn't much, it was very little, but honestly I was quite embarrassed because I found my young 5-year-old going to our domestic help and saying, please paisa de do and all that. And initially I was a bit aghast, but I realized, you know, they just know instinctively how to do it. And what I would find a little awkward, they just do quite naturally. And when they raised the funds, we went to BJ home on Monday, and it was amazing to see because, you know, the kids obviously all played together, gave the chappals. Honestly, their complaint was, if they've got some, can we also get some? And it made you realize, you know, it's all about equality. It's all about what the marathon stands for, running together, not just raising money for each other, but running side by side. I think Rahul Bose, in one of the first editions, he said, the marathon is one of the biggest levelers, and I think that's one of the things that it walks the talk. You know, you're raising money for these incredible causes, but you're also running side by side with people who perhaps you're raising money for. So I think kids teach us. Thank you. Thank you.
Tara, if I could throw one at you before you go, given that you have been a participant at the last edition, was it deliberate that you have the exact same shade of the stand?
So Gautam, under 21, what was your life like? And what were you doing?
Well, since I did mention the Calcutta International School, close to being 21, I was at the same school where this young man who just came up and picked up an award for having raised that much of money. I can tell you, I didn't have any such constructive dreams. I was probably just sitting there listening to music. You know, those days we didn't even have iPods. I'm dating myself here. And so it was a CD player, I guess, one of those giant CD players, and I would just be trying to make myself a playlist and not do anything as constructive as people today do.
You're talking about CD players and music. Don't you think it's time for a bit of like entertainment?
Are you going to sing?
No, I'm not going to sing, but we have someone really special who's going to do that.
All right. But I believe that it's extra special because as you can see, we've got a lovely clean stage here. We like it to keep it clean in more senses than one. And we're not going to have drums and guitars and all kinds of things up here on stage because...
Yes, because they're only going to be using their mouths and their lung power. Yes, we have an a cappella band who has worked with music directors like A.R. Rahman and Amit Trivedi. So without much further ado, could we please put our hands together in welcoming Raga Trippin. Come on, guys, a huge round of applause for Raga Trippin. Change champions. Armed with grit, determination, dedication, these are individuals who are committed to raising 25 lakhs or more for causes that they believe in. It's truly an honor to applaud the zest with these individuals who are really sparking huge amounts of change in their communities.
And first up, to honor our first champion, I'd like to invite on stage Vice President and General Manager of Oberoi Hotels and Resorts, Mumbai, our wonderful hosts here, Mr. Sanju.
Where is Gautam?
I'm back. I got summoned.
Okay, Gautam. Who do we have up next?
Right, first I'd like to call upon the Honourable Minister for Animal Husbandry, Dairy Development and Fisheries Development from the Government of Maharashtra. Somebody I had the pleasure of meeting a few days ago and was very, very optimistic in the government helping out in anything to do with the betterment of tourism and other related activities in the city of Mumbai and around Maharashtra. A very optimistic gentleman, if I may so say so, and I'd like to request him to come on stage, accompanied by the wonderful Shaina NC.
Minister that gives a woman a chance.
How wonderful.
So a huge round of applause for Madhav Jankarji. The award goes to KVS Manyan. Am I pronouncing it correct?
Yes.
And he has raised, oh my God, 4,53,000.
45 lakh.
Is it 45? Oh, sorry, 45 lakhs, sorry. 45 lakhs, 30,268.
Great honor to be here today and receiving this. I've done this now for 3 years out of the last 4 years, and every year has got better. In fact, this year I started with the aim of getting 25 lakhs and I managed to get to 45. It's a privilege to be in a position, thanks to Kotak Mahindra Bank, SCMM and United Way, to be in a position where I can help cancer patients who really, I have seen many of them struggle because they lack the funds to get the right treatment. So it's a privilege to be of help to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Manian. Mr. Madhavji, can you say a few words, please, sir?
स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर मैराथन के लिए हमने भी लास्ट ईयर भाग लिया था। मेरे पास तो एनिमल हस्बेंड्री, डेयरी और फिशरी का डिपार्टमेंट है। अगली बार आई एम रिक्वेस्टेड टू यू, पेट के साथ ये हमारा रन होना चाहिए। यही आपको शुभकामनाएं देते हैं। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. And no evening is complete, Shaina, without a few words from you. So could we please have you say a few words? Thank you.
Vivek and the entire team, congratulations. Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon is clearly a landmark. But I only want to say that there are givers and takers in society. The givers sleep well, the takers eat well. So all you givers, a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Shaina. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks, Shaina.
I have a question for you before we go forward. You know, we talked about people who have bitten by this bug of running. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, we talked about the year 2004, and you were very modest about talking about, you know, the fact that it was all about the first year of the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. But something else also happened personally for you. There was a particular film that released that year, and it's something to do with running, maybe not quite there.
You know, remind me never to tell you anything. Yeah, over a meal, over a cup of coffee, never. Because that was meant just for you and me, not to embarrass me in front of a whole audience right here.
Well, the thing was, it was not just a meal, and it was not coffee that I was drinking. So next time if you discuss something, make sure that what's in the cup or the glass is a little less potent than what was in there. So let me get back to that. You know, very often when I've talked about being someone who's not a runner, I've been classified as a walker. So this lady next to me, if she's not a runner, she can be classified as a jogger for obvious reasons. Joggers Park comes to mind. But there is a story you had.
So it was 2004. Joggers Park had just released. It was a super duper hit. And I was asked to run. And I am not a runner. I can't run. But I said, okay, you know, I'm going to walk with some children with special abilities. And I was at the venue, you know, and there was a whole lot of press. And because we were doing so many of those media bites, those children went ahead without me. So they had categorically told me, Perizad, you don't have to run. You just walk with the children and hold their hands. And I was like, great, that works for me. What happened was the children left, and I had to go catch up. And I got on to Marine Drive. And, you know, I remember the whole ambience and the roads kind of filled with people. There were cameras all over the place. And people saying, Joggers Park, bhago, bhago. And for someone who didn't want to run, I ran the entire dream run, right? So that was my, that was my big story of 2004.
So from there, from running on Marine Drive, from going from Joggers Park to the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, let's get Uncle William involved here. And of course, I'm talking about William Shakespeare. And we were trying to find something that would be appropriate for this evening. And what I did find was a quote from 12th Night. And it says, "Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and yet others have greatness thrust upon them." And the reason why I say this is because whatever may be the case, our next category of awardees set themselves a target, and what they individually achieve is nothing short of great. The change icons.
Absolutely, Gautam. These individuals are torchbearers of social change who are committed to raising 50 lakhs or more for the causes that they believe in. They truly are SCMM's change icons, positively changing the lives of thousands and inspiring many. These individuals truly epitomize the spirit of achieving anything that one sets their mind to. Ladies and gentlemen, to announce the first Change Icon Award, may I call on stage once again the wonderful Tara Sharma.
Everybody, it's a very great honor for me. For this honor, my husband is behind for this honor. Because of his motivation only, I can do this. Thanks a lot for Mumbai, very great Mumbai citizens. So, I welcome all of you to my institution in Tamil Nadu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mani. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you, Tara. Thank you. You know, before we move on to the next change icon, we would like to take a minute to acknowledge Mr. Abhay Jasani, who contributed for the Srimad Rajchandra Love and Care Foundation. So can we please give him a huge round of applause? And also Mr. Anand Mahindra, who contributed towards Nanhi Kali. So to announce our next change icon, it's time to call on stage the gorgeous Gul Panang.
Hello again. SCMM change icon, Willie Doctor, who raised 54,23,732.
you very much for this honor. Thank you, everyone, all the members of SCMM, ProCam, and United Way. I'm ever so grateful for creating this platform for all the NGOs and all my brothers and sisters who've been also working tirelessly for their passion, for their commitment. I would like to share my dream. 20 years ago, I had a dream that India should move out from the darkness of poverty. And that was my dream. And today, having worked tirelessly for that dream for a decade, I see the results in the deep down dark villages of India that a big transformation has taken place. And it truly warms my heart to see how the children who were really suffering and were penniless today are educated and really being totally empowered and excelling. This is the way it has happened. It has been a silent revolution, as I see it. And this revolution actually is creating this big change. Their parents today are earning around 2,000 rupees. Can you imagine? Only 2,000 rupees per month. And these children have now started earning more than 8 to 15,000 as their starting salary. So what has been created is a first generation of poverty cycle being broken in these very, very poor families in villages of India. Today we are present in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat in about 452 villages. We started with just about 25 children and 500 rupees in our bank. But we had this dream and it had to come true. And today we've impacted more than 100,000 families in rural India.
Amazing.
And I'm truly proud and humbled by the inspiring platform that you've created at the Mumbai Marathon. And I would like to thank all of you for inspiring me to continue with my dream run. This is my dream run because we have 4.5 crore children dropping out of schools in rural India today. And I truly want all of you to support me in this mission and this vision. Please come and join me as vision partners and mission partners, and we will conquer this for our country, creating empowered youth, educated youth, and very happy.
3 words: educate, empower, excel. And I think it just
Summed it all
was
up
woven together perfectly. You know, it might appear that there is somewhat decent chemistry between the two co-hosts here, but I must confess that we did have a bit of a fight backstage. And it was all because of who will get to introduce the next presenter. Because I was the one who was given the script and I said, okay, I'm going forward, I'm going to do it. I know him well, I've met him enough times and things like that.
So much melodrama. There was no fight whatsoever.
Well, there was.
There was no fight whatsoever.
Right
Please
now.
don't give our next presenter because he'll have his ego go even higher.
Well, all I can say about him is the fact that he is a top-class rugby player, because I look like one as well. For the rest of the introduction, I'll hand it over to my co-host because she knows him a little better than I do.
Well, he was my co-star in my second film, a phenomenal actor, a great human being, sincere, doesn't say a word he doesn't mean. He's no nonsense. He's talented, not just as a stage actor and a screen actor, but he's a director, a screenwriter, a rugby player, a runner. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rahul Bose.
13th year of participation. Out of the 14th year, the first year I couldn't, but my wife is doing the 14th year, but I am doing the 13th. And it has been a wonderful experience getting the awards from people like Rahul and the wonderful lady who is helping me with the mic. It's nothing short of a wonderful experience. And the great charming Anil, who is always there bouncing and motivating all of us. And the wonderful Mr. Chakraborty, who is there in the United Ways, who always keep pushing you all the time with emails and so many things. It all makes you feel united, and with so many languages, so many cultures, so many traditions, and so many different people coming together, all for a single cause of their own interests, which are close to their heart. That makes the country great. And we feel that we are Indians together here today. And for our organization, the Amar Seva Sangam, to which I am very devoted, is for the differently able people. And the people, you will realize that the deprivation of education is the most important thing for which I have raised funds for this year. And you may just be informed that the developmentally delayed children are the worst affected, and only 3% of them goes to the schools, when it compared to the 45% of the rest of the other differently able community. So this is a very badly segmented and neglected children who deserves to be part of the society, for whom we are this year raising funds for their early intervention and for their inclusion to the school. And this year we have helped about 15,000 children and persons with disabilities. Thank you, all of you, all the citizens of Mumbai, and
All right, for our final presenter, I'd like to call upon a stage member of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly representing the Sindh-Kheda constituency, Shri Jaikumar Raval, to introduce and honor our highest fundraiser in this category.
He's a dear friend. He's my hugest fashion critic. A wonderful man, someone who's always helpful and fantastic. But Rahul, can I have you?
This is the award for the highest fundraiser. It's astonishing. A sum like this has never been raised. And I've been associated with this since its inception. It's an astonishing amount of money, and for anybody to do this truly requires massive guts and also massive idealism and energy. The highest fundraiser of the year, Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon Change Icon, goes to a very dear friend, Mihir Doshi, who's raised, hold it, 1,30,67,550.
even though I knew I was called to get an award, I haven't come prepared. I'm not a big one for public speaking. But, okay, first I'd like to thank the 220 supporters who supported me. A lot of them are sitting out here. It ranges from my bank branch manager to my ex-CEO who gave me money from all over the world. It's because of them I'm standing here. It's not because of my own, yes, I did run the 6K. People thought I ran the marathon when I raised kind of money. They were giving money for a 6-kilometer run only, and I have to be thankful that they gave me this money. I ran and raised money for 3 causes, causes which actually are quite close to my heart. I'm associated with 2 of them in some executive, I mean, it's a non-executive, but capacity to help out as a trustee, Save the Children and United Way. Jai Vakil, which does some fabulous work. I'm not sure if anybody's here from Jai Vakil, is Archana or somebody here. Mentally challenged children, they do some great work. I think all the charities which people raise money for obviously do great work. Me as an individual can only raise money for a couple of them. This is what I try and do. I don't do it every year because I think it's hard to raise money. Like Tara said, to actually raise money is a bit hard. But there's one thing I will actually push people for, go in the press for, publicize my causes. It's for this. I do actually go out and push hard to get money. And actually, Perizad introduced me. Her husband was a big contributor to my cause also. So a lot of people sitting out here, from Vivek to everybody else, are all contributors to my cause. So once again, thank you. Thank you very much. Hope to be here next year. I'm not sure, but I will try. Thank you again.
Knowing you will be here, Mihir Doshi. Thank you. Congratulations. You're loved by all. 220 individuals contributed for your campaign. That's phenomenal.
Well, Perizad, I did mention the contribution of tourism to this wonderful Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon, and it didn't complete the introduction to the Honorable Minister because Mr. Raval, of course, is the Honorable Minister of Tourism in the government of Maharashtra. So in that light as well, sir, we'd like to hear a few words from you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, firstly, let me congratulate Mihir Doshi, who's raised 1,30,67,555. It's a big achievement. And with him, I want to congratulate all the fundraisers. In fact, I've been hearing about Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. It's a brand. So people from all over the world, all over the country, make it a mission to take part in this marathon. And I knew it was a race, people take part, people practice for months and for the whole year to take part. And it's a mission for them. But I was astonished when I met Vivek and Anil that there was so much more than the marathon. There are so many lives connected to this marathon. So in fact, when I see, from next time when I'm going to see this marathon, I'm going to see that when people are running, they are running to save people's lives. They are running to help people. They are running to do so many other causes. So there's a mission for this marathon. I think it's a great job. And we in Mumbai have been able to host this event. In fact, I've been, as a tourism minister, I've been trying to promote Mumbai as an event capital. We can have a lot of events in Mumbai. This event itself gets in around 8,000 to 10,000 people into Mumbai. And it's also a tourism event in one way. It gets taxi running, it gets the local running, rickshaw running, restaurants running, hotels running. So it's in fact also an event. And Vivek, keep it up. Mr. Doshi, you said you're not sure if you're going to be here next year. In fact, you're going to be here next year, but you'll have to cross 150. So that's your target for next year. Once again, good luck to all, and thank you so much.
Thank you so very, very much, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Rahul, we're going to have you say a few words, please. Thank you.
Well, actually, I can't think of a single marathon in the world where the component of giving back to society is as high or as salient as it is here. Not in Boston, Tokyo, I can't think of, London. I cannot think of a single marathon where this becomes an evening like this. The reason for that is pretty simple. none of those cities are as NGO networked as Bombay is. It might be Rio de Janeiro. It might even be a place, maybe New York. But the network of NGOs that run across very, very many layers of this city is staggering. After having spent 16 years in this sector, and this is the 11th year of my own foundation, we have our fundraiser in this very room, in fact, I can say this for sure. You have over 400 NGOs working on education. It's staggering. Sometimes you wonder if everybody just pulled out what they do here, would the chewing gum that keeps the city working every day, happening every day, would that chewing gum, would that be the chewing gum that would leave? I would like to think no, of course. But this event, this particular evening, every year when I look, I say the big NGOs will raise money. The ones doing landmark work will raise money. The ones who have a presence for many, many years will raise money. And of course, they will use this opportunity to raise even more money. But this is something that Anil and Vivek could not ever have planned on doing, which is giving saliency and life to the little NGOs that actually have very, very few ways to raise money. Colony, neighborhood, a teacher, a rich uncle, gasping for survival, doing small but quality, idealistic work. It's those NGOs I've watched in the last 10 years grow. Because once they fix their site on that one day a year, and everybody can then fix their sites of that NGO on that one day a year, and they put all their effort into it, get 50 volunteers and work for a month. And so from raising 5 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, suddenly they have 25, 30 lakhs in that year. The fact that this event, that this marathon running event, a world-class event where you see the greatest athletes on the planet coming here, could also become a lightning rod for the hopes of so many million people looked after by these NGOs is something I bet Anil and Vivek could not ever have imagined, and nor did I. And for that, I doff my hat to them and to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so very, very much. A big cheer for Vivek and Anil. Where are you? Can we have you? Vivek, Anil? A big cheer, come on. They're there somewhere in this room backstage working tirelessly to ensure that this event is perfect.
Now we know that the success of the philanthropy pillar of this fabulous event, as we've seen from all these kind words, is one of them which stands out is the enthusiasm and the belief that the social voluntary sector has in this particular event as a fundraising platform.
You know, Gautam, there have been 281 NGOs who've registered this year, and United Way Mumbai has participated and fundraised using Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon 2017 as a platform. But they've had an impressive 96% of the NGOs successfully leveraged the platform and have raised funds for all their fantastic work.
And the fuel that has driven the top 3 fundraising NGOs has left us mind-boggled. This time I won't get it wrong. Let's just have a look at the forces that drive these 3.
SCMM plays a
number of words is not enough. I'm glad she added that one more extra word in there. You know, I can't even begin to comprehend the ripple effect of all these collective efforts that they have on the lives of people that have been impacting them over 14 years at the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon.
You know, all movements start with a dream and a visionary bold enough to back this dream. It is in the year 2003 that an organization took a huge leap of faith to back the dream and vision which ProCam International had for the city and India as a global destination for distance running. An organization which has stood the test of time along with all the stakeholders boldly and with a big heart. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite on stage the CEO of the Standard Chartered Bank India, Ms. Zareen Daruwala, who's been such a huge support.
everybody. I'm really delighted to be here at the charity dinner. It's great to see such a wide participation this evening, and it firmly reinforces what Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon stands for. When we joined hands with Procam 14 years back, running, or for that matter, most sports outside of cricket were just limited to a few athletes and a handful of dedicated followers. Marathons were virtually unheard of in India at that time, and few times that we saw the sport, it was in Asiads and Olympics. This year, Mumbai Marathon saw 42,000 participants across all categories, making it one of the largest marathons anywhere in the world. Runners from 32 countries took part. To my mind, there are two developments that we've seen over the last 14 years, which underpin the success of SCMM. This event has not only become successful in itself, but unleashed a culture of long-distance running. Today, there are over 500 distance running races across the country, of which 300 are timed events. Thousands of people are discovering themselves through running, because this is not just a sport. In fact, long-distance running mirrors the marathon of life in many ways. I'm not sure if there's a race day like the SCMM day anywhere else in the world, certainly not in India. A single day has come to become the gold standard of fundraising for charities. In the first edition in 2004, SCMM raised 1.4 crore. This year we raised, the number is 32 crores. If you look at the 14 years, cumulatively over 200 crores has been raised. And I think we can imagine the difference this money would have made to a lot of people's lives in education, medical support, environment conservation, etc. This means a lot for us because as a bank, we are deeply committed to countries and communities that we operate in. We have another program which Standard Chartered does globally called Seeing is Believing, which has raised $93 million, 600 crores globally. And in India, we have helped treat 13 million people for avoidable blindness. 80% of blindness is curable, and that is what single-mindedly Standard Chartered works on. And a lot of the blind people are in India. We have another program called WASH, which addresses women's sanitation, hygiene, and education, which has impacted 80,000 girls across 18 schools that we run it in. So we feel very privileged to be associated with this achievement and thank you everybody for joining us. On behalf of all of us at Standard Chartered, our wishes remain that Mumbai Marathon races ahead in future and keeps touching the lives of people who come in contact with it in a meaningful way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Daruwala. Thank you so much. We'd request you to please stay on stage. 14 years to stand by and support. Please, a huge round of applause, a big, big round of applause for Ms. Dareen Daruwala.
Well, for the next category, could you please come ask someone who you know you're a huge fan of and who's been one of the stars of the evening?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to call on stage Mr. Mihir Doshi. Could we please welcome him as well back on stage?
This is the closest I'll get to the Oscars. The third highest fundraising NGO, and the award goes to Amar Seva Sangam, raised 1.27, 51,500 crores. Congratulations, husband and wife team, fabulous, fabulous. Actually, you know, my fundraising is not a patch compared to what the two of you have.
I'm a volunteer of Isha Vidya. I like to quote Sadhguru. Sadhguru says, the economic growth of the country is possible only when we are able to educate the poor children in the rural area. It is a quality education on behalf of Isha Vidya. It is not only the subject they learn about yoga, they learn about meditation, and the quality and the computers and other thing. The students which come out from this school will be the great support for Indian education and the growth of the country. I wish we could all work for the education of the poor children, and I think our future lies only when we have educated population in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Can we give them a huge round of applause? They set a target, and not only do they achieve their target, but they surpass them. Right? Guys, a big, big, big cheer.
We humbly accept this award on behalf of Srimad Rajchandra Loving Care, the NGO that we are all volunteering for. It is an NGO that is inspired by Srimad Rajchandra ji, the spiritual guide of Mahatma Gandhi. And it is working tirelessly under the guidance of our present-day Guruji, Pujya Gurudev Shri Rakesh Bhai. This has been a very special year for us because it is the 150th birth anniversary year of Srimad Rajchandra ji. And this motivated over 150 fundraisers to join in to raise funds, as you saw, for the new charity hospital that we are building for the Adivasi, the tribal community of South Gujarat. You know, I've been hearing SCMM, continuously over the last hour or so in your speech. What SCMM means for us, S stands for serving selflessly to offer seva. C stands for celebration, celebrating the spirit of Mumbai, celebrating the joy of giving. M stands for adding meaning in the lives of the less privileged, and not just them, but in turn, it adds meaning to our own lives as volunteers. And the last M, that stands for memories, special memories that we all have. This is our 7th year of participation. We started off in 2011 when Pujya Gurudev Shri himself walked with us He's been inspiring us throughout every year. We hope to continue our participation in the Mumbai Marathon. And as he says, Pujya Gurudev, she says that, life is like a canvas. To add meaning, to make it more worthwhile, you have to make a beautiful painting, with the colors of love and care. And that is all what we're trying to do. Would like to thank ProCam, United Way of Mumbai, the government of Maharashtra, and the entire team of Mumbai Marathon, to put such a memorable event, for NGOs like us. Would like to thank all the corporates and the fundraisers and the young leaders who supported us. We had 55 young leaders of the 150-odd fundraisers that we had. So it's been a very special year for us, a very special marathon for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you, guys. Thank you very, very much. May we please request you to stay on stage. We have something special coming up.